How about now? Microphone was unplugged. Sorry about that. I'll get this live stream thing figured out one day. Wow. Okay. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Julie. Welcome back. I remember you guys were here last time I did one of these things. Uh, can you hear me now, Tyler? Ah, there we go. Great. Thank you. Okay. Uh, Thank you guys for joining me again. I really appreciate it. As you can see from the little picture there, it is my birthday. And by request, somebody asked me to come on here and do one of these again. So we're just going to sit here and chat whatever you guys want to chat about. I got a couple things to talk about here that I can sprinkle in through conversation. But if you have any questions, got something you want to chat about, just let me know. Um, and thank you, Tyler. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Thank you, Julie. I know you couldn't hear me when I thanked you before because I didn't have my microphone plugged in because I'm dumb, apparently. But we got it. We're going. Okay. Can you hear me now? And so I had poppers, and they were loud, and they exploded and made a lot of noise and scared me, and so I guess I wasted them because nobody could hear me. Oh well. So what's everybody been into? Anybody seen any good movies, read any good books, watched any good TV shows lately? I just finished reading a book called what was it called? I forgot. I guess it wasn't that important. No. Shift. That's what it was called. It's the second book in the Wool series, Wool, Shift, and Dust. I haven't read the third one yet, but it's a really good book series. That was fun. Let's see. Anybody else reading good books lately? I got nothing to talk about right now. Somebody give me a question. Give me a. You watched all of Gravity Falls. I'm working on Gravity Falls. Um, I watched probably about the first 15 or so episodes of it. It's a really funny show. I enjoy it. Thank you, Chris. Do you know if King's Island was still only? Um, last time I had one of these live streams, I hadn't planned on going back to Kings Island for a couple of weeks, but I actually found out the day after I had the live stream that the National Roller Coaster Day, National Carousel Day was this past Saturday. So we, family and I, went up to the Newport Aquarium, and I'll have a video coming on that tomorrow. But we also went up to Kings Island for the last couple hours. They were open for National Carousel Day, and rode the Grand Carousel up there. And I went over by Orion, and I tried their new Celestial Sausage, and by the time I got over there, they had given out all the passes for the day, for the ride passes, because it's like an hour to closing, but it looks like they are still giving them out. So that is something they are still doing if it's busy enough to do so. You saw me eating the sausage, okay. I saw myself in your video. It's kind of hard to tell. Everybody's wearing a mask. I took it off to eat, but yeah. If anybody ever sees me in the park, any park at all, please come say hi. Um, I like talking to people. Didn't used to, but I do now. So if you see me and recognize me, want to come say hi, I'd be happy to hear from you. So just no problem at all. Just walk right up to me. Some of my recent vlog. Yeah, Chris. I don't know. We went on Saturday, so it was busy because it was a Saturday. But I don't know how. If you're going during the week, it might not be so bad. Thank you, Mr. Bloggy. I appreciate it. Um, and like I said, we went up there for the National Carousel Day, and went to the Newport Aquarium. I know we got a lot of Cincinnati people that were on the last live stream I did. Anybody in that area been to the Newport Aquarium? Excuse me. Yeah, please do if you see me. I'll be there a few more times this year. We're going middle of August. I think the 16th. Not 100% sure that's going to be the date, but pretty sure. And then definitely be there when they start up Halloween Hunt. I'm gonna go to do that a couple times, and um, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown's thing. I'm gonna check that out this year. We didn't go early enough for that last year, and also, of course, Winterfest. So I'll be up there a few more times. From Dayton, you've been, yeah. I got a video coming out tomorrow where we went through the Newport Aquarium. It's really nice. They got a new exhibit up there, Shipwreck Realm of the Eels. It's really nice. They got the little garden eels. I don't know if you've seen those that like to come up out of the sand and pop up out of the hole, but I really like those. So I saw Tyler there mentioned you've been watching Gravity Falls. Like I said, I'm watching that too. Um, does it stay as good as it has been the first few episodes? Because I'm only about 10 to 15 episodes in, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping it stays good the entire time. I've also been watching I've been rewatching Reno, not Reno 911. Yeah, I've seen that. Brooklyn 99 this week. We've been catching back up on that, rewatching that stuff, and that's actually been weird noises. Catness is happening. Yeah, that's even funnier the second time through. Oh, it gets better. Cool. Can't wait to get through it. I'm watching Norseman right now. It's on Netflix. Anybody seen that? It's a little bit vulgar, but it's pretty funny though. Kind of a dry British sense of humor, even though I think it's set in Sweden. But they speak English, so you don't have to read subtitles or anything. But it's pretty funny. I watched a good movie the other night. Know if anyone is a fan of Mercy Me. I'm a big fan of Mercy Me, and they were. I watched. I Can Only Imagine, the movie based off the, you know, Burt Millard's life, the guy who wrote the song. I don't know if you heard that song. It's an amazing song. If you haven't heard it, if you're not familiar with Mercy Me, highly recommend getting involved in that. But that was a really good movie. I was crying about the entire time. So, I've got some theme park news. If anyone's interested, I don't know if anyone saw or anyone follows this kind of stuff, because looking forward to the Halloween season coming up. They got Halloween Hunt coming up with Kings Island, but Universal Studios down in Florida announced they're canceling their Halloween Horror Nights. I went to that last year, and it was a whole lot of fun. I wasn't going to be able to go back again this year, but I'm still really bummed they had to cancel it. When I went last year, they had a Ghostbusters themed house. They had one themed to the that Jordan Peele movie. Not Get Out, but the other one. Having a brain fart. I can't think of it. It was really good. They had Stranger Things house and one filmed to the old Universal Monsters and themed to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's a whole lot of fun, and I'm just really hoping that other parks don't follow suit with the Universal Studios thing and cancel their Halloween stuff. They said they're focusing more on their daytime guests coming through. So, because they're a year-round park and they have people coming during the day that are not coming for Halloween, but during the fall, most other parks that aren't in Florida aren't doing that. They're just focused on their seasonal events. So, hopefully, that's not an indicator they're going to cancel Halloween Haunt or something around here, which I'll be really bummed about if they decide to do that, because I'm really looking forward to going again this year. We got another Mercy Me fan down there. Yeah, I've got. I think every one of their albums. I love it so much. I love all their music. Use the seat in front of Orion. I didn't ride it, but I hope to. Tara, I'm not really. You saying you used the test seat in front of Orion, but you didn't get to ride? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, don't let the height scare you. It looks like it's a blast. If I could get on it, I definitely would be. Anybody else like that? Like the haunted houses, the haunted mazes, the Halloween hunt stuff. Um, thank you, Jen. Yeah, the I had gone to a haunted house in like 20 years up until last year, and I went last year Halloween haunt. Kings Island was my first Halloween event I'd been to in that time, and I was terrified going in, but it ended up being one of the most fun days I've ever had in my entire life at a theme park. I cannot hype it enough. If you haven't been, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat here. Excuse me. Sorry. Whew. Anybody have anything fun going on they want to talk about, or any good movies anybody's watched? A big movie buff, so if you want to discuss something, I'll be happy to do so. Weigh in, give you my 2 cents. Was anybody else at the at Kings Island for National Carousel Day, or did you celebrate someplace else? Now they have carousels all over. Got them. They're pretty common at zoos and malls and stuff too. So you didn't have to go to a theme park to celebrate Carousel Day. Yeah, the fog machines, Chris, are they were everywhere. Every time I walked around a corner, there's like blowing right in my face, and I was vlogging last year, and I kept running into them. And they kept making me cough, and I kept having to start over what I was saying. Mark, ooh, passed out from dehydration. It's worth it. I don't know about that. Um, was it this past weekend you went? I know it's been really hot, and those masks definitely do not help. When we were at the Newport Aquarium, I was saying that the it was very air conditioned in there, so the masks weren't actually that big of a hindrance as long as you're inside and it's cool. But being out in that heat like it in Kings Island when it's, you know, 93 degrees and 1,010 with the humidity, then the heat is what gets it. It's bad with the heat. That's why I'm waiting until later in August or maybe September before we go back to Kings Island because I can't do the heat with that mask on. So unless they remove those restrictions, my trips are going to be short or limited when I go back. I have seen Nightcrawler. Yeah, I think I watched that recently. That's a very creepy movie. I like creepy movies. Anything that makes you think that's a little weird, kind of out there, quirky. Uh, that's my jam there. And as far as and with the haunted houses, the horror movies and stuff, I like monsters and sci-fi stuff and aliens and um, unexplained things and that kind of stuff. I'm not all into the everybody killing everybody and the blood and guts and like the stuff like Hostel and stuff. I'm more in the monsters and paranormal stuff like that. But I do enjoy a good horror movie. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're up there Saturday. Yeah, didn't get up there until about a quarter after 5, so it was only like an hour and 45 minutes that we were able to get in there and ride the carousel. We got a couple other rides in like Scrambler and Monster, and I checked out that limited time thing they got over there, the Celestial Sausage over by Orion. We rode Adventure Express, had some blue ice cream, and went home. That's about all we had time for, but it was hot, and we were ready to go. You are not allowed to take your masks off on the rides, but it's not as bad on the ride because you're riding around and the wind blows and you get a cooling breeze and on the ride you don't really notice. It's just the walking around when it's so hot and humid. Yeah, and it feels like it's over 100. I know it's not supposedly over 100s in the 90s, but the humidity is like at 1,000%, so it's not helping. Yeah, do take advantage of the relaxed zones if you go. And something I was recommending when I was talking about this before is that anytime you see someplace where you can, that has a short line that has a beverage station where you can get a water or a soda or just anything wet to drink, anything to drink at all, take advantage of it. Any place that serves any kind of beverages will give you free ice water. And because it's so hot, And sometimes the lines get backed up with those things. Anytime you see a short line, even if you just had a drink 10 minutes ago, take advantage of it. Get you another cup of water because you never know when you're going to come across another one. When I went on opening day, the registers kept shutting down. People were confused. New workers, lines getting long. Just stuff like that can happen. So, again, anytime you can see the opportunity to get something to drink, take advantage of it. Get you a free ice water, if nothing else. Yeah, it's I don't get as excited for the amusement parks as I do for a new one. If I haven't been to some place before, I get really excited. But things like Kings Island, where I've been like 20, 30 times recently, I don't get as excited because, I'm an adult now and I buy my own tickets and I know that I'm going. So it's still exciting, but I don't have trouble sleeping the night before unless it's someplace new I'm going. But I do still really enjoy it, but I'm not restless before. But I can understand that. I used to be back before I had to buy my own ticket, and that you had nothing else going on. You're not an adult having to do some adulting. Have to see the Lighthouse. Is that recommendation based off of Nightcrawler? Who's in that one? I feel like I might have seen that one too, but I'm not sure. No, we get back to me on Lighthouse there. I think that's what you're talking about when you recommended Nightcrawler before. Ooh, somebody else having a heat stroke over the weekend. Yeah, everybody stay inside. Drink your water. It's bad, especially if you got to wear the mask again. Yeah, I mean you're right. If you popping your mask down for a breather in line, they're just going to tell you to pull it back up over your nose again. I mean, it's not worth passing out over as long as you're at least 6 feet from somebody. You're potentially pretty safe as far as the information out there goes, but it's just I'm thinking right now it's just common courtesy to keep it up. But yeah, it's not worth the risk of your health. You need to like just take a quick breather. I mean, I understand that, and yeah, find an opportunity when you're not around somebody. You can pull it down for a second, pop it back up. I don't see a problem with that. And like you said, the worst they're going to do is tell you to pull it back up. I mean, if you flat out refuse, I mean, they might security might kick you out. I don't know. Somebody when we were there on Saturday got kicked out because they asked her to put a mask on, and she got a little belligerent. She refused to put her mask back on and was like yelling about prejudice and racism and stuff just because somebody asked her to put a mask on. It's just somebody that's hot, tired, confused, emotions get in the way, things happen. So yeah, I don't know. People get a little hangry, get a little hot, get a little grumpy when it gets hot outside. So the lines were long for the bigger rides, but for the smaller rides, it's pretty much you wait about one ride cycle and you can get on. So it's not too bad. We didn't wait more than like 5 or 10 minutes for anything, but we didn't. Like I said, we didn't stay but a couple hours and ride about 4 rides. Yeah, some like Jen Sam Beast and Diamondback were long. Um, yeah, so the bigger rides, the more famous rides, Beast, Diamondback, your Orion's, where you got to get a ride ticket, Banshee, stuff like that. Mystic Timber is probably going to run you into 20 to 45 minutes, if not longer, depending on what time of day it is and what day of the week it is, that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you, Bob. I appreciate the happy birthday. Hmm. Lighthouse. Now, I'll be honest with you. I almost avoid anything with Robert Pattinson in it, based on the whole the whole Twilight thing from about 10 years ago. But I'll have to check that out. If it's recommendation based off of Nightcrawler, I might have to check out Lighthouse. I actually will write that down to look. Well, I can't talk and write at the same time apparently. All right, I will write that down. I will put it on my list to watch. Yeah, I keep both times I've gone Kings Island so far this year. I've meant to stop wiggling. I meant to upgrade my pass to a platinum pass so I could take advantage of that extra year they added on to and go to Cedar Point next year. But I haven't done it yet. I meant to, and might even with that go to Carowinds, or I don't know if things go just the right way, maybe Knott's Berry Farm or something like that, some other place that Cedar Fair owns. Or King's Dominion is not too far away, so that might be an option too. All those options are available. If you get a Platinum Pass, you can go to all those, in case you didn't know. Like it more personal than Cedar Point. Yeah, I heard Cedar Point. It's yeah, Kings Island's a little more spread out, a little I think a little more foliage in areas. I've heard Cedar Point is kind of packed in there. Of course, you have to be to fit that as many coasters and big rides as they have. Yeah, you're right about that. They won't if you're drinking or eating, they won't tell you to put your mask back up. So if you want to like hold a hold a drink at your mouth and take a sip every time somebody walks by, you get away with that. But you know, have some common courtesy. If you even if you're doing that, try to stay 6 feet from somebody else just in case because every time I'd go into some place, there'd always be somebody like right up on my butt that like can't see the thousands of stickers that are on the ground stand 6 feet apart. And I mean, I'm not all that concerned with it. But I understand the reason for it. I know it's out there, and I'd appreciate read the sign. Stay out of my personal bubble, please. But I did think I just spit at the camera. Sorry about that. If it hit you. Yeah, well, everybody was bad in Twilight. And I'm sorry if I've got some Twilight fans on here, but I just was not a fan. It was, oh, so corny. The CGI was so bad, and I don't know who was directing those movies, but they were not good. There's some great actors in those movies, but they came off looking like complete schlubs because of the takes they used and whatever the director's having them do. Same thing with like when George Lucas was directing the first prequel to the Star Wars trilogy. Man can create a universe and can think of some interesting characters, but he cannot direct. He did not get some good performances out of some of those fantastic actors he had, and that's on him though. He's the director. He needs to know what he's going for. I have watched Breaking Bad. I watched that several years ago, and I was actually watching it as it was unfolding. I caught it about the second or third season in. And I watched it kind of live as the series unfolded from there. So yeah, I've seen Breaking Bad. It's good. And I agree, Chris. And I know that the masks do suck. Nobody likes the masks. So I can't say the word. Nobody likes the masks, but I understand why it's in place. And it's the rule, and if we want to be able to enjoy the parks, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. If you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to go. I'm not trying to be mean saying that, but I mean that's your option. That's your prerogative. And yeah, I mean, it's not Kings Island's fault. I mean, they're doing everything they can to try to make sure you're safe, and they're very effective at what they do there. And it's a matter of having common courtesy and just being respectful to those around you and understanding what's happening and just knowing that it's not always about you. Sometimes you may not feel the need to protect yourself as high. Might not be as worried about it as some other people are, but there might be somebody that has somebody that might be sensitive to it, and it's just a matter of personal respect. Like I said, I don't like it. I don't think anybody does, but I understand why it's in place. And if it's a rule, that's what gets me to go to the park, I'm going to do it. So yeah, I agree, Jen. Nobody's going to yell at you. They're just going to tell you to. They'll ask you nicely to put it back up. Kings Island, their staff there is they're very friendly. They're very polite about it. They're not going to yell at you unless you just flat out refuse to follow the guidelines. And then if you can't follow the park rules, then that goes for any rule. If you can't follow the rules, you can't be in the park. So yeah, you talking about the lake with Cedar Point, I assume, and Chris, with being special about surrounded by that. Yeah, I understand. There's just something that's special about the waves and the beach and stuff like that, and there's no replacing that kind of thing. CGI baby in Twilight. I don't remember the CGI baby vividly. I know it was there, but I've pretty much tried to forget everything that I've ever seen or heard about that movie or the series of movies because My wife was a fan of the books, and she made me go watch all the movies, so I have seen them all. Um, I wouldn't watch them again. How do we get on talking about Twilight? I I don't know how that happened. Yeah, you couldn't get a real baby. I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't give my baby up for that kind of thing. I saw Gerald's Game on Netflix. I actually wasn't a big fan of that one. I've read the book. I'm a big Stephen King fan. I've read majority of his work. I think everything before the Dark Tower series, and here and there here in the last 15 years or so. But I have read Gerald's Game. Didn't really care for the book that much, and didn't really care for the movie that much. It wasn't really a subject that I was entertained by. But I do enjoy a lot of other Stephen King stuff, books, movies. All the you can't throw a stone without hitting a movie that's based on a story about Stephen King. Some of the best movies of all time are based on Stephen King stuff that you didn't know were Stephen King stuff. Um, Test me on that. I'll educate you if you don't know. Uh, ooh, I don't think I want to tell her she's releasing a new book. I don't want that in my house. We do have a Switch and we do have Animal Crossing. I don't play it, but my kids do. I'm not. I'm not really. I play games every now and then, but I'm not really that big of a gamer. I like my older stuff. It was stuff I grew up with: the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, stuff like that. And there's a few things I like. I like anything Zelda series. I like Final Fantasy, any kind of adventure or RPG type stuff. But and I'll be honest with you, the Animal Crossing, I've seen the kids play it. It looks like something I could get into if I had the time for it. I just haven't yet. Oh, it's continuing with Twilight. Oh, why? That's why. Money. That's the only reason why. Thank you. You're not late. I am early or whatever. I appreciate the birthday wishes. We had a great day. I'm sitting in my present, my new chair I have here, and I had to work a little bit today, but I got home, had a relaxing afternoon, had a nap, had a nice steak dinner, so I had a good birthday. I get to spend it with my favorite people, my wife and kids. And now I get to talk to you guys. This is fun. I enjoyed doing this so much last time. I had to, by request, and because I enjoyed it too, get on here on my birthday and talk to you guys. Oh, Carowinds is still closed? Yeah, you did mention that to me. I remember you talking about that. I couldn't make it this year anyway. I'm maybe hoping the next couple of years to get over to Carowinds. Yeah, nah, I'm good on the Twilight. You don't need that in my house. I haven't played the remake of the Final Fantasy VII. My brother has it and says I should, but I have beaten the original a couple times, so I may eventually get over to that, but I haven't yet. Oh, it's no problem. If you, yeah, always responding to you. It's not a problem at all. If anybody wants to send me a message. As long as you're not trolling or using vulgarity or profanity, something like that, you're being having constructive criticism and not name calling things like that, I will respond to you. I respond to 98% of the stuff I get, and that 2% is that trolling and stuff that I just ignore and go about my business. But if you want to comment on any of my videos, chances are right now I respond to everything I've got. Maybe in the future, hopefully I can continue to get the channel to grow, and if comments grow with the channel, then I may not be able to get to everybody, but right now I can, and I'm committed to even, and I will do it as long as I possibly can, get to everyone that wants to leave me a comment, send me a message, that kind of thing. And if there's something that you want to say to me that maybe you don't want to put on the internet, I know I mentioned this in my last video, or maybe it's just too long to put in a comment on a video, you can send me a letter. I'd love to hear from you. You send me a letter, I'll write you back. If you want to go to my About page on or the About section on my YouTube page, I do have a a P.O. Box address you could send me a letter to if you'd like to do that, and I'd be happy to hear from you. I'd love to hear from anybody. Uh, Doctor Sleep. Yes, I have seen Doctor Sleep. I have read the book. I'm sure you probably know it's a sequel to The Shining, which is, in my opinion, one of the best movies ever made. Not just one of the best horror movies, but one of the best movies ever made. It's a very fantastic movie. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Dog Plays Games. Appreciate it. I thank you for watching them. I do appreciate anyone that's taken the time out of their day to watch anything that I've made. I'm humbled that anyone would care to watch or be interested in anything that I'm doing. I really appreciate it. I know it's your time's important. I do it because I enjoy doing it. But anyone that wants to come in there and watch, I appreciate you spending the time and spending the energy and watching what I do, and I hope you enjoy it. Yes. Yeah, we play a lot of Mario Party at my house. We have it on GameCube. We have a Wii version. We have a I'm getting the kids a Switch version for their birthdays, so they won't see this video, so they won't know it's coming. But yeah, we are big fans of Mario Party in this house. Call you Zan. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, Doctor Sleep is a little twisted. I know everyone always says the books are better, but they are. There's more detail in a book, and it's kind of hard to take a 600-page book and whittle it down to a 2.5 hour movie. Oh, that's Maui sneaking up behind me over here, the cat. He'd probably come over here in a minute and interrupt things, trying to walk on my keyboard. But yeah, the Doctor Sleep book, there's a lot of... I mean, they got a lot of it into the movie, and they got all the important stuff. But, you know, if you love the movie, I recommend reading the book, too. Hey, Maui. Say hi. Yeah. But I always like to take a movie and a book as separate entities. I understand that there's things you have to leave out when you make a movie just for the sake of continuity, the sake of time, and the sake of you can't... In books, there's a lot of inner monologue that goes on inside a character's head that you could read in a book. You can't have them have thought bubbles above their head in a movie, so it's kind of hard to portray that sometimes. So I understand that. So I like to take a movie and a book, separately and weigh them for what they're worth as an individual, as opposed to comparing them to each other. But if you like the movie, read the book. It's a good book, good read. Thank you, Joey. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's that's hard to read, and it's hard to read too. Where they killed a boy. Sorry, spoiler alert. Anyone hasn't seen the movie or read the book for Doctor Sleep? They do kill a boy pretty gruesomely. So it's not for the faint of heart. Lego games. Yeah, I like the Lego games too. We got a few of those on some other systems there. We have Harry Potter series and The Hobbit and the Marvel superhero ones. I've actually beat a couple of the Marvel superhero ones. Got it to 100%. Found all the extra characters and all the red bricks and stuff like that. So I enjoy doing those. Yeah, we call him a tuxedo cat. He's got a white belly and a little white going on there with his white socks too. So, yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, we got tattoos, black cat tattoos. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Dog Plays Games. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. Have a good night. Um, yeah, I love tattoos. I got I can't do this backwards in the camera. I got a zombie Goofy here. I have got this one here. It's supposedly a depiction of... I got this when we were having our second child. This is a fantasy representation of... See, we got my wife, and the red dragon egg is my daughter. There's a blue dragon egg here that's representative of my son. There it is, right there. and I am represented by the dragon, supposedly protecting them from all the harm that will come to them in this world. So, I have my Ichthus, my Jesus fish up here. I have a this is from an Audio Adrenaline album cover on that, and I have a calf tattoo that I got done in Maui, Hawaii. Oh, 20-year pass holder. I hope they're treating you right, knowing you've been paying that for 20 years. I'm just my second year having one, and it's been worth every penny. I thoroughly enjoy it. I prefer to read the books first because if you like the book, it's a lot easier to sit through a 2 hour movie. And if you like the movie, then you know what's going to happen in the book, so it's kind of hard to read a book that's going to take you a few days after you've watched a movie. If you've read the book first, the movie is only 2 hours. So it's a lot easier to sit through, even if you know some stuff that's coming, than it is to read a book where you know every single plot twist that's going to come. It kind of seems hard to do to me. So I do enjoy reading the books first. I haven't played Lego Pirates or Lego Batman. I played one of the old Dragon Warrior games when I was younger, and all the Zelda games. I'm a big fan of. Let's see, Ocarina of Time and A Link to the Past is probably my favorite game of all time. Thank you for the birthday, brother. Appreciate it. Well, see, even if you're disappointed with the movie after you read the book, you've only wasted like 2 hours. If you what is this on my shoulder? That's a piece of confetti. If you've seen the movie, and then tried to read the book, and then you're disappointed with the book, then you've wasted like, you know, 12 to 15 hours of your time reading instead of 2 or 3 on a movie. So that's why I do that first. Um, but again, I like to take books and movies as a separate entity, and I understand they can't be the same. They have to make some concessions for the sake of continuity and for time constraints and stuff like that. Yeah, I have read and seen all the Harry Potters too. I didn't read any Harry Potter books until the fourth movie came out, and then I caught up and read them all, and then I read them before each of the movies come out. After that, um, and I enjoyed. I didn't like. I think again, I'm gonna compare books to movies. I think they left out a lot of the fun, the stuff that made the books fun when they made the movies. They focused too much on plot. How dare they focus on plot? But yeah, I did enjoy the entire. We watched Harry Potter movies all the time in my house. My 8-year-old daughter is currently reading the Harry Potter series for the first time herself. She's on book 4. We have all those. We enjoy those in my house. I had never played Wind Waker. It just the animation looked weird for me, and I always intended to play it, but I never got around to it. I tried Twilight Princess on Wii as the last was the not the last one I tried, but I didn't care for that one. It was just too weird. There was too much of the story with the shadow person. It's too much of that leading into the actual game, and I got bored with it. I can tell pretty quick I'm going to be into a game like in the first hour or two, and I don't waste my time on it if I don't enjoy it. If I see where the plot's going and I don't care, I cut my losses and I move on. Ooh, been yapping for a while now. Can't believe it's been going on almost 45 minutes already. Started off a little slow, but yeah, you guys give me something to talk about. Apparently, I can run my mouth quite a bit. Anybody else got something they want to discuss or talk about? Ooh, I have hair now. Here we go. Um, got a question for me? I'd be happy to answer. Well, be happy to listen to any questions you have. can't guarantee I'm going to answer anything you ask me. Um, did have a cake. Wife got me an Oreo ice cream cake. And that's pretty good. Yeah, again, they left some of the best stuff, but what can you do? Those movies are long, and the books are long. They got to get the plot in there. You can't sit through an 8-hour movie. I mean, I know you can. I mean, I would as a fan if they had all the stuff from the books in there, but most people can't, and they wouldn't get their money back that way. You can only show like one showing a night, so they're not gonna. That's not financially viable. Hi, Jaden. Welcome. Phantom Hourglass and the Trainman. Oh, Zelda games. Okay. Um. Hmm. Heard of Phantom Hourglass. I'm not sure about the train one. I don't know that I know which one that one is. Oh, talking about the hair. Thanks. I need some hair. Everybody else is going with color. You get that back. Yeah, we didn't have any butterbeer when we were there. But we did go to Universal Studios this past fall and go to the Harry Potter Wizarding World for the first time. And I have never in my life been to a more immersive, better themed area of any theme park in my life than when you walk into Diagon Alley from the Universal Park. It's just you're there. You can't see anything else in Universal except Harry Potter, and the theming is impeccable. It's immaculate. It is spot on. It is very detailed, and I couldn't hype it enough. It's I can't wait to go back. I'd love to go back when it's not busy, or to go back by myself and just walk around and look at everything. I know that will never happen, but that's the dream. DS games. Okay. That's why I've heard of Phantom Hourglass. We have a couple DSs, but we don't have the 3DS or the 2DS or anything. So, and I didn't really get into it. My kids had them. Yeah, I didn't have a use for a handheld by the time they came out. He's eat. Don't you eat that confetti? You got told on. Yeah, he likes to eat stuff he shouldn't eat. When he was about a year old, this is a nightmare, reliving this. But he ate some kind of elastic rubber string. I guess it was like a dress. It goes in like a women's dress that they go on the helps hold them on the hangers so you don't ruin the fabric or the material or something like that. And he ate one of those. And the next day, he's walking around the house, and this thing is just jiggling out of his butt as he walks. So we have to take him into the bathroom, and my wife has to hold him, and I have to pull this thing out of his butt, and he's going the whole time. It's like we're playing the world's worst violin. It was terrible, and when I pulled it out, like it's elastic, so it like snapped back in place, and it was covered in poo, and it was like the worst thing ever. Finally going to Kings Island this Friday. I hope you have a great time. It's a good park. They say you ate it. Did you actually eat a piece? I'm not pulling that out of your butt. Funko Pops on my shelf. Okay, I have that you can see. I have a Freddie Mercury behind me. What else do I have back there? I have Scary Terry, the Freddy Krueger knockoff from Rick and Morty back there. You can't see it's behind the little picture of that says it's my birthday there. There's also a Dwight Schrute as Belschnickel I have back there. There's Jane Cobb and Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. I have Fry and Leela from Futurama back there. Who else is back there behind me? Yeah, that's all the ones I have there. I have another shelf over here that has a few of them on it. I have Powerline from the Goofy movie. It's my favorite Disney movie. I have the Man in Black from the Dark Tower movie, which I hated that movie, but I like the Funko Pop. I have a Beef Squatch from Bob's Burgers. I have Gene dressed as the Beef Squatch character. Who else do I have over there? I have Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Do I have any more in there? I think that's about it for my Funkos. If I have any more, I'll tell you, but I think that's about it. I'm not huge on the Funkos, even though I have about 10 or 12 of them. I like the ones that have a lot of detail to them, have a lot of accessories and stuff that makes them look interesting. If not, then they just have just these big heads with big eyes. So, what else? I feel like there's somebody else back in there that I can't remember. My wife has a couple. She has a Little Mermaid and Ariel with glasses on, and she has a Ron Weasley in his dress gown from the Goblet of Fire Funko Pop. Well, yeah, we got a few of them hanging around. Do I like the retheming Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog? I don't really care. It's as long as they're not getting rid of the ride. I do enjoy the ride, but I've never really enjoyed the theming of the Brer Fox and Brer Rabbit and all that stuff. I don't like saying Brer. I think it sounds dumb, but I do enjoy it. I mean, as everybody that's been on Splash Mountain, you enjoy it. So, Princess and the Frog, it's a good movie, and I think it would fit well into the already existing makeup of that ride. So, yeah, I'm all for it. As long as they keep the ride, I don't want to get rid of Splash Mountain because it's an iconic ride. So as long as they keep it there, and they change all the animatronics and the songs and stuff, but keep the splash down and just keep the ride itself, and I'm good. Did he just go through the middle? I'm gonna kick his butt. He keeps knocking over my stuff. That cat gets into everything. He's I know any other Bob's Burgers out there, but we call him Mr. Business because he likes to go up and just like knock everything off the shelf and knocks over glasses of water, and he's too curious for his own good. Freddy and Jason Funko Pops. Elvira and Catwoman. Yeah, I'm a big fan of. I know I said earlier I don't like the slasher series of movies like that. I'm Gonna Kill You, but I did grow up on Freddy and Jason, so I am a fan of theirs. Speaking of, let me show you this. Fan of Freddy and Jason. Went to Scarefest last year. This is me with Kane Hodder. It's the guy that played Jason in the last 4 or 5 movies. Got him to squish my head for me. So that was a fun picture to take. And I also have a machete signed by Kane Hodder. So, yeah, that's fun. I'm a Jason fan. There's a Camp Crystal Lake pennant over there I got too. I'm gonna get all these in a shadow box one day, but I haven't quite got around to it yet. And again, I'm a big fan of Freddy too. I think I would like geek out completely if I ever saw Robert Englund in person. I have not been to Cedar Point. You see, you said they're more restrictive. I've heard they're more fat friendly. So I don't know. I know that I'm probably gonna have to take off a bit of weight before I give it a try because I'm not going to go all the way up there. It's probably about a 5 or 6 hour drive for me and not be able to fit on stuff. So I'm going to make sure I'm in the right position to give myself the best chance possible before I go. I was planning on going this year when they released their river ride. I forgot what they're calling it, but for their 150th anniversary. But they've delayed that to next year, so I'm delaying my visit to next year as well. And I plan on going up next year when they open that Snake River Expedition. I think that's what it's called. I plan on going up and checking that out. Carlsbad Cavern. I think Carlsbad Cavern is a real place. And actually, I think I've been there as like a toddler. I think my grandparents took me. I don't know for sure where it is or 100% sure it's real, but I think it is. I think it's like in the Midwest somewhere. I think I've been. I'll have to ask my grandparents. I like the idea of the Banshee, Jaden, but I've actually never been able to ride it. I'm too fat. One day I'll get on there. I want to ride it so bad. Well, but the Princess and the Frog not making sense in Frontierland. Well, you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of different stuff over there in Frontierland that doesn't necessarily fit into the theme of a frontier. You got the well, I'm getting ready to say that, but then going to talk about Adventureland, where they got Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise and Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride and stuff. Um, I know maybe they'll rename the land or something, or it. I don't. The name of the land doesn't really matter all that much. I don't think it's going to make that big a difference. They're just going to change the songs and a few of the animatronics around, but I think the majority of the ride is going to stay the same. Yeah, I know Elvira, but I never grew up. I didn't grow up watching her stuff, so I can't say I'm a fan. I'm not opposed to her, but I know who she is. I know she's kind of iconic in the horror and sci-fi genre. Oh, four coasters have big boy red belts. I have to figure out which ones those are. Make sure I definitely give those a try before I do anything else. Yeah, Kane Hodder is my favorite Jason too. He's actually the only one that's played him more than Jason more than twice. I think he played him like 4 or 5 times. Everyone else, there's like it's just like a one time only, and one person I think did it twice. But yeah, he looks terrifying because he's big and imposing. He's mean looking. He has the eye thing. Of course, you have to be Jason. He's got the burns on his face and hands and stuff for real. But he was really nice. I made him laugh. I walked in there and he's just standing there in his full costume. I'm like, and I kind of backed up a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like walking into my childhood nightmare. And he giggled a little bit. And we had a little conversation about his movies and stuff. And he was really nice to talk to. What sword signed by Randy Jackson? I've seen Step Brothers once. I've kept I keep meaning to watch it again, but I'll have to watch it for that. I don't remember that scene, but it sounds funny. Yeah, I think Carlsbad Cavern is a real place. Give me just a second. Oh, stop it, computer. Maybe not. Looks like it might be fake. I'm looking it up. It says Disney pulled a fast one on us, so I guess maybe it's not real. There is a place that sounds a lot like it though. So I know there's like Butt Lick and there's Butte, Montana that's spelled like it looks like it says Butt, but it's not. And we got a place. You guys have maybe seen it if you travel down into Kentucky from the Cincinnati people. There's a Big Bone Lick State Park. So there's some weird names out there. So Still Vengeance and Wicked Twister are the tight ones. Okay, I'll have to watch out for those then. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, I knew he was in at least four of them, Zan. And I wasn't he? Hasn't he done the recent ones too? The remakes? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I could be mistaken. I I don't like remaking things that don't need to be remade, and I don't think any of the Jason, Friday the 13th movies, any of the Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, another one of those, needed to be remade. What I think you should do, don't remake classics for now. Remake stuff that was bad, but is based on like a good story or a good book or something, and do it right. That's what I think you should do. Not remake the stuff that's timeless and shouldn't be touched. But maybe I'm just an old fogey. I don't know. I'm not that old, but I feel old sometimes. Okay. I will keep that in mind. I will have to save that list of those rides at Cedar Point to know which ones to shoot for and which ones to watch out for. But by the time I get up there, I plan to be in a position where I shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But I will keep those in mind. Thank you very much for the information. Yeah, butt ca- you can't say butt cavern. Say I do it and not laugh and not giggle. Um, I saw something today. My grandma sent me a card. Had some old dude on a tricycle with a birthday hat on. It said, "Getting older is mandatory, but maturing is optional," and that's how I feel. Um, why? Why do you want to grow up? Toys are fun, games are fun, movies are fun. Adulting's stupid. So why do you want to grow up and be an adult? I'm gonna stay immature and fun and goofy as long as I possibly can. So if I hear a joke about butts, I'm gonna laugh. Hmm. I didn't know the director refused him. I don't know why he would do that. He's he's not as tall as he looks like he is in the movies. Um, so maybe that was it. Maybe they had a taller actor playing opposite, and they wanted a more imposing figure. That's the only reason I could think of because he's definitely got the they got the he's got the breathing and the shoulder thing down, and definitely the the jerky head movements and stuff. He knows what he's doing. I'm hoping. I've been looking forward to Millennium Force and Gatekeeper and Steel Vengeance for a long time. I hear good things about all those rides, so I'm hoping that I can get it together and get myself in a position to have some fun next year when I finally make the trip up there. Well, didn't show the right emotion in his eyes. What? Well, you see how that turned out. Those remakes were trash. So the director obviously didn't know what he was talking about. Well, I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes here. Anybody has any questions for me or the topic they want to go on, I'll answer any questions I see pop up here. But I've been yapping for about an hour now, and so I'm gonna get off real soon. It's almost midnight, the witching hour. Sorry. So and yeah, this is kicked in. I shouldn't have drank this late. I'm gonna be up forever. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here really soon. I appreciate everyone getting on here and chatting with me. I appreciate all the birthday wishes and all the good information that you guys are giving me on the rides coming up. So I know what to look forward to, and I'll do another one of these sometime in the near future. It won't be as quick turnaround as the one I did last week to this week, but I had a request to do it on my birthday, so that's what I'm doing now. So probably be at least a week and a half or so before I do another one, maybe longer. And in the meantime, if you want to send me a message or think of some questions you'd like to ask me or some topics you want to chat about, or shoot me a question and I'll look it up, I'll research it, I'll find out for you, and I'll have the answer for you when we chat again. So that's what I'm going to do. Um, Galaxy Sloth David, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Again, everyone that's wished me happy birthday, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to wish me happy birthday. It means a lot, and it's not lost on me that you don't have to do that. And I'm very thankful that there are people that are kind enough and willing enough and just have good hearts that will do that for people and just to make them feel good. And you've made me feel good today, and I appreciate that. Anyone out here talking to me, so. Um, yeah, and Tyler, like I said, you guys have made my day better just by taking the time out of your day to wish me happy birthday on my birthday. So, uh, just reading a couple of your last little comments here before I get off. See if there's anything that you want to address. Yeah, Chris, that's what got it for me. My whole weight loss thing started last February when we made a plan to go to Universal Studios and Disney World with my family, and I was doing some research and realized that I was probably not going to fit on a majority of rides going to Universal. So I got myself in a position, and I lost like almost 100 pounds to where when we went, I was almost able to ride everything. There were just a couple rides that I couldn't get on. And I put on a little bit since then through the winter, and I was getting back on track. And then the whole COVID-19 thing happened, so I put on the COVID-20, and I went the other direction. But I'm back working on it, and hopefully by, you know, the end of the fall, into the winter, and early next year, I'll be good to go on a lot of these rides that I haven't been able to fit on yet. So hopefully that's coming, and I appreciate your thoughts and your encouragement on that. And I know the struggle, and congratulations on your own weight loss, and your it's an achievement. I know. Yeah, everyone, again, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Um, Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you again soon. Again, if you want to send me a message, I'll be happy to hear from you. You can go to my page and go to my about section. I do have a PO box there. You can send me a message on or comment on any of my videos. I will get back to you as long as you're not name calling or bullying, or I'm not that sensitive, but I'm not going to encourage that kind of stuff, because there are people on there that are sensitive, that kind of thing. And yeah, even if you got something, a criticism, if you're constructive about it, hey, I'll talk to you about it. I'm not a delicate snowflake. I can handle it. But yeah, anything you want to say to me, just send me a message. I'd be glad to hear from you. I appreciate you guys so much again for stopping by to, again, wish me happy birthday and to talk to me. And check out my next video. It's going to be live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. It's when my family and I went to the Newport Aquarium. I think it's a really good video. We had a lot of fun going, and appreciate it if you guys give it a watch. And if you've not already subscribed, please do so. I'll be happy to have you as part of the team here. So again, thank you very much.